You're awfully quiet, Mary. Are you all right? I didn't sleep well last night. I had a terrible dream. Hmm. Why don't you tell me about it? I have some skill in interpreting dreams. Maybe I can tell you what it means. All right. I dreamt there was a cabin in the woods, and there was a colorful bird that lived in this cabin, and the bird knew how to say three things. It said, be bold, be bold. It said, be bold, but not too bold. And it said, be bold, but not too bold, lest your heart's blood run cold. Mr. Fox was still leaning over his plate, apparently more interested in his food than at Mary's story, but he looked up briefly. Oh, it was just a dream, Mary. 'Twas not so. They almost hadn't noticed that one of Mary's sisters had excused herself to the kitchen, and now she returned with some freshly baked bread. She cut off a slice and handed it to Mr. Fox. Thank you. And he took a huge bite. There's more. The bird was in a cage on top of a trap door to a cellar. And in the cellar, there were three cauldrons. The first was filled with blood, and the second was filled with human bones, and the third was filled with women's hair. Mr. Fox had just finished his meal, and he leaned back in his chair and began picking his teeth with his knife as if he could not be more at ease. Oh, Mary, good thing. It was only a dream. 'Twas not so, and it is not so. They almost hadn't noticed that another of Mary's sisters had excused herself to the kitchen, and she returned now with a fresh pitcher of iced tea. She refilled Mr. Fox's glass. He leaned forward to take it. Thank you. There's more. I ran from the cellar. I tried to run from the cabin, but just as I was trying to leave, I saw you, Mr. Fox, returning home, dragging a young woman behind you, and I managed to jump behind the door as you threw it open, and I watched through the crack as you cut off the young woman's hand because she tried to hold on to the door frame. Mr. Fox leaned even further back on his chair, so it was just up on the two back legs now. He propped his booted feet up on the table. Oh, Mary, it was only a dream. It was not so, and it is not so, and God forbid it should ever be so. They almost hadn't noticed that Mary's third sister had excused herself to the kitchen and now returned with a freshly baked pie. And she cut out a slice for Mr. Fox and put it on his plate. He let his chair drop back down as he sat over the table to eat the pie. Now Mary stood, reached into her apron pocket. Oh, it was so. And it is so. And here I've got the hand to show. Mr. Fox dropped his fork, momentarily stunned by this hand. And then he felt a lethargy coming over his limbs, and for the first time it occurred to him that he was the only one eating and drinking the things Mary's sisters had brought since she started her story. And it occurred to him that they might have added some extra ingredients.